Back in the cameraman. I got the camera bag, I'm the cameraman. Shit getting active, I'm standing there. We taking ground, call an ambulance. That shit go. That shit go. You best get. You get. You got it. That shit go. Problem will handle it. Niggas like orange, you gonna see it on it. You on the corner, we saving it. You better get your life for this cheap shit. Like rounds, little power dog, we get charged up, you get power dog. Rule of speech, keep it raw. It ain't my fault that you niggas soft. It ain't my fault that these niggas frauds. Ain't my fault that them niggas rats at your colors, but you don't get that shit going. That shit go. You best get it. You get it. You got it. That shit go. That shit go. You best get it. You get it. You got it. That shit go. When I go to war, gotta have it in the video. So I can see it, something you don't understand it. Except for my business, better take it like a nigga. Nigga, I can walk away from me. If you're willing to do, you better be willing to stay. Get you around the world, see it's what you call it. Follow BBK, nigga, follow BBK, niggas for the can. And I'm on Shamar, hanging out the car, running pull straight to the battlefield. I'ma make sure niggas ain't back home. Say, nigga, what you thought? It's moving 95, gotta remember, but never like anything. Sorry, but be a black car, pay the price to pay for it. Shit go. Nah, for real though. That shit go. You best get it. Or you'll get it. You got it.
Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Hold on, let me get this right. Let me get this right. So shalom, Yahweh Bashim Ashar Barakatham to the brothers, Yahweh Shemarthan Bahashim, Yahweh Shah to the sisters. Preaching officers of Khan, and tonight this class is born again and again. Now reincarnation, you know, resurrection or regeneration is all the same thing through a biblical lens. You know, we're not talking about like, you know, the East Indians would say like you could be you know, they believe in reincarnation, but like you could be a man and then you be unalive and turn into a butterfly. No. Like, I'm about to read y'all some verses and go through the Bible because the scripture says if you're going to speak unto the oracles of God. And what we're going to show is the earth is one big recycling plant. Everything recycles. Everything. Water, you know, animals, like everything feeds. It's a circle of life. And I ain't talking about, you know, like Lion King or whatever. But in a sense, you know, it's a circle of life. Everything regenerates, everything comes back. You know, there's no new thing under the sun. And a lot of things I'm about to bring out may be shocking to some. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all done read it before, you've seen it, but now I'm about to give you the understanding. Right. So I'm gonna pull up. I'm also live on Facebook. I'm gonna pull up and share screen. I'm gonna get some definitions. Let's see. Reincarnation. Let's get a definition of reincarnation. Right. This is the definition of reincarnation. And it reads, I'm also live on Facebook, TikTok. Earth in another body or form. Rebirth, second definition, rebirth of the soul in a new body. That's reincarnation, right? Let's look at the definition of resurrection, because some people believe like resurrection, you know, it's different, but it's all dependent upon the lens. Like I say, East Indians, if you say reincarnation, regeneration, you could be everything. You could be a man turned to a butterfly, I guess maybe to a pile of dung. I don't know how long ago, but you could be anything. But I'm gonna give an example, right? How the earth is one recycling plant. Let's say apple tree, right? If the apple tree dies, so the fruit died, boom. The fruit, let's say the apple falls to the ground, rots out, but it got seeds in it. That seeds do what? It's gonna go into the ground. The seed gonna go into the ground. You understand? And then, after it decays, the seeds be in the earth, and what's gonna sprout? Never in a million years is gonna sprout an orange tree or animal or a beet or something. It's gonna be an apple tree, the same tree. Or the same type of tree is gonna sprout. It's not gonna be a grape, it's not gonna be nothing. Still gonna be because of seed. It's gonna be an apple tree. Everything recycles, the rain recycles. We can look it up and all that, right? So I just want to get the definition of resurrection. Let's look up that real quick. And forgive me, TikTok. I got to figure out how to. Be on here in a minute. Figure out how to, show the same screen on TikTok that I do on Facebook and YouTube. If y'all know, let me know. So the definition of resurrection, of course, this is the Webster. It says from the dead. It's AB, the resurrection, the rising again of life of all human dead before the final judgment, or the state of one risen. So we about to, we get like real quick little definitions, but I'm gonna show y'all some biblical verses that supports all this, right? So first we're gonna go to Psalms 104. This is the meaning of life is in Ecclesiastes. The 12th chapter. I want to bring this out first. This is Ecclesiastes 12. The meaning of life, but we're gonna get the cycle of life. First, let's get the meaning though. So this is 12th chapter, and hold on. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments. So that's the meaning of life. We got to fear God, meaning fear is a high level of respect. If you fear losing your job, you're going to be there from 9 to 5 or whatever set time you're supposed to be there, right? If you fear old boy down the block, you know what I'm saying? You're going to, you have yourself, but you're going to, not you scared of losing your job, but you fear that and you don't want no smoke, right? So the whole matter, fear God, keep the commandments. That's the only way you can show the Most High you love him. But let's get to the cycle of life. And a lot of these, I promise y'all, those who love the Bible, we read these scriptures, we went over them, and yet it didn't stick. Well, I promise you, y'all rock with me. I'm about to show you clean that, regeneration, reincarnation, is a big theme of the Bible. So first, let's get the cycle of life. Check it out. The 20 here. So this is Psalms 104, verse 129. No, hold on. I'm sorry, not 129, 29. And it reads, but I'm just gonna read it out the Bible. So it says, Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath, meaning they die, and return to the dust. Thou sendest forth thy spirit, they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth. That is the cycle of life. Remember, Hebrews, the 12th chapter, I believe the 9th verse says, the God is a father of spirit. So scripture says, when God hidest thy face, in Deuteronomy, we pray to God, so let your face shine upon us. So when the Most High, that's like turning his back, meaning things are going to happen to you. If someone turns their back on you, things are going to happen, right? Now they are troubled, and thou takest away their breath, they die. Meaning, now this is the Bible, TikTok. I'm just reading the Bible. That man, the person gets unalive. And we go to the dust, right? Verse 30, thou sendest forth thy spirit. Now he's gone. He sendest forth thy spirit. Now they are created, meaning we coming back. And thou renewest the face of the earth. Because there's no new, and I ain't going to not get above myself. But that's the cycle of life. Real clean. That's Psalms 104, verse 29 and 30. Right? And then let's go to Ecclesiastes 1 and verse 9. See if I can get that now. Real quick. So the Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. And Ecclesiastes is like, man, that's wisdom. If you want to know, like, cycle of life and how we supposed to, act, like Proverbs and Ecclesiastes wisdom. Like, if you can understand that, you can really understand the rest of the Bible, real. But first, you can't be eating strip club. Like, we celebrate your birthdays. You got to keep the commandments. You can't do said thing that God hate. You know what I'm saying? To love God, you must keep the commandments. So if you're breaking the commandments, no matter how much you read the Bible, no matter what's going on, he's not going to give you the understanding. He's not. And remember that understanding, because when you do that way, go to Ecclesiastes chapter 1. And we're going to read the 9th verse. In fact, we're going to read 9 through 11. And we all heard this before, like 1, 9 through 11. That thing that had been, it is that which shall be. So whatever has been is going to come back. It shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Now, this is talking about us, me and you. It's talking about a cell phone that I'm on, a laptop that I'm on. It's not talking about a helicopter. There's helicopters here talking about man, me and you. The Bible's a river. So all throughout the Bible is talking about what we did, men, and our fall, our rise. So why would it go to in the object now? It's still talking about man. Let's prove all things. Let's continue to read. Verse 10, is there anything thereof it may be said, see, this is new. It have been already of old time, which was before. Now, it could be, is that talking about, well, that could be talking about my cell phone or people was flying. Well, let's read verse 11. There's no remembering. Who is remembering something? Your cell phone? Or is it me and you? Neither there shall be any remembrance of things that are to come, with those shall come after. This is talking about man. If we're going to stay in the same book, if that ain't enough, let's go to the sixth chapter. Because, like, if we understand this, if we live our life, like we was taught that, okay, we live here, and if we, well, especially blacks and Hispanics, we was taught that we got to be great slaves, super obedient. If we be good slaves enough, and listen to the master enough, then we can get our heaven. While the heathens of those above us, have heaven right here on earth. And that's another topic. I might teach that next week, because heaven and hell is right here on earth. You know, that's a lie that we gotta, you know, so they taught us that we gotta be unalive, take every be unalive and get our heaven. No, heaven and hell is right here on earth, because the Most High didn't create the earth for nothing, right? But what I just read, you know, when you hear there's no new thing in the sun, it's not talking about your purge, there's your stilettos. It's not talking about a car or a helicopter, a jet or a missile. It's talking about man. So let's continue. Let's prove all things, right? Because verse 11 said there's no remembrance of the former things, and we're gonna get into that. Just remember that. So we're gonna stop sharing. We're gonna go to Ecclesiastes 6, and there we go. We're gonna go to 6 and sorry, bro, I'm glad I'm off. I got off a little early, so I can definitely teach class. I used to teach class a lot, but I'm glad I'm off. About being slow. But boom. So dig. Now, if there's no new thing in the sun, I said it's man. So we in the same book. We just now in the 6th chapter. Let's read it. This is Ecclesiastes 6 and 10. Y'all pull it up. You know what I'm saying? If y'all could, like, you know, if you want information and learning, don't take my word for nothing. I'm just a man like you, brother, sister. I ain't, you know, but prove all things. At least listen. You understand? Like, take these scriptures down. What you gonna, however long I teach, hour and a half, you're gonna learn more Bible verses and get more information and more knowledge. Listen to, you know, the real priest of the Lord. Then you can go to church with a song and dance, big hit bounce, and step two-step, and you ain't gonna know the Bible. You've been going to church for years, and these scriptures, you're like, I've never heard this before. You know, at least I'm a black man. I ain't got no smut on my name. Some people try to put smut on my name, but I got no smut on my name, right? So I'm gonna show you. Now, we talking about that. I was talking about man. Let's read this. This is Ecclesiastes 6 and the 10th verse. That which had been is named already. So we was already named already. It is known that it is man. How was you named already? Explain that. Do you know the Bible was used to keep us enslaved? Yes, I do. The slave Bible. What they did, Abdul, was took verses out the Bible, you know, and gave us a slave Bible. Masters, slaves obey your master, but they didn't keep going. That's in Ephesians. Because it also says masters obey thy slave. They took that part out and gave us that, you know. And if you're a black dude, I don't know if you, Abdul, I don't know if you're a Muslim or, you know what I'm saying, are you a real Muslim or you African American that claim to be Muslim? You know, but what I implore you is, I know I ain't white. You know what I'm saying? If I was white, what I'm about to say, you would take wholeheartedly. But listen, yes, they did, but the Bible is a black man's historical record. I know. If I was a white dude saying that, you'll run to it and you'll believe it. But I'm a black man, and you know, you don't really respect your brother. You know what I'm saying? You may not. But what I'm telling you is they gave us what's called slave Bible, took verses out. This is why you hear Nat Turner. Nat Turner read the whole Bible. Or Methia, I forgot her last name, but who we call Harriet Tubman, she had an Israelite name. Like, what we don't know is we've been knowing we was Israelites. You know, the Bible is a historical record of art. That's our historical record. When Nat Turner actually read it, that's why he started unaliving things. Now, I'm not promoting that because he tried to rock like Moses rocked. But, you know, what he should have did was gather people together. And it wasn't a time. It wasn't the Lord's time. But that's to let you know, FS cherished a lot of brothers, you know what I'm saying, who knew that we was Israelites. So, yes, it was used. You got a white man, like, they know they ain't the real, they know, they call them Jewish. They don't even rock with the Torah tonight. They president is the Talmud because they know they don't fit the curses. The real Israelites would discontinue from their inheritance. And if you talk to Jewish men, they say they can go all back to the first temple, thousands of years. Well, you ain't fitting that. That's Jeremiah 17:4. It said the true children of God would discontinue from their inheritance. We'd be Muslims, Greek. King James was a black dude. No, they said he was gay and all that, but no one, like, you know, they say all types of things. Here's the thing, right? you're learning from people that enslaved us. I'm asking you, here a brother who my mind is free. All the information you're getting, no black man gave you that. It was a white man who did things. That's if you were African American, because you got a name Abdul, you could be a Muslim. I don't know who you is, But listen, these are the same people that tell you that they discovered America. It was people here. That was our people. Same people who, you know what I'm saying, like tell you about Santa Claus. Like they are liars. You are listening to, and I'm gonna say this. Listen, the white man, not the White Howard, but the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And you'd rather listen to him. I'm telling you, listen, brothers that's free. Meaning mentally, I'm free. I didn't did my studies. I didn't like. It's a book right here. Boom. This is called The Lost Tribes of the Promised Land. Y'all look this up. This lets you know that we was already here. But wait, there's more. And then this is a book, you know what I'm saying, the Black Image and the White Mind. You understand? This is a book that diss us, and I can bring this out. But I want y'all to listen. And this is, I got many more books, but I'm trying to stick to my lesson. You understand? But the question is cool. So where did they, who is the they? Are you talking about them? They know it. They come from the Caucasus Mountains. They're the cavemen. The Khazarian nation. It's also in the Jewish encyclopedia. It's so much. What you need to do is let's get off, like you scratching the surface, I guess, if you're trying to learn and you're scratching the surface, but what I'll implore you to do is continue to dig for information. Don't just go to the barber shop and say, ah man and raw, or is Ral and L, don't do that, man. Dig a little deeper. You know what I'm saying? We don't get our information because it sounds like you went to the barber shop, got your hair cut, and have people scholars. Listen, they know. Understand this. I'm gonna show you something. If we wrong, the rabbis would have been stomped it out. The rabbis would have been stomped this out. There'd be nothing. Oh, that's easy. If I say you're a white man and you actually black, why would you wait for years to let me continue to say that? You would have been, hold on, no. The reason why they run everything, but they know that we are right. They know it. Because here's the thing. If those are the real Jews, if you read the Bible, if you want to say they gave us this, if they over there now, it'll be no war. It'll be no war. It'll be over with. That'd be cool. They know, listen, even everyone knows this. And what I want to tell you is, brother, if you are a brother, man, at least listen to, a person of color. Because all the information comes from a white man. But you could be working for the white man, who knows? But this for those who listening. The true priests and prophets is back on the earth. Read the Bible. Was we popular and popping? No. Remember? Was it Elisha or no Elijah? He was starving he went to the old lady house starving. We ain't popping. Christ, how many mansions did Christ have? How many donkeys? No, he had nothing. And not saying that everyone in the truth you gotta have nothing, but it's about the spirit. It's about what you're doing for real. And what you stand for. You understand? So I'm gonna continue back. But any questions, please put in the chat. I got it. This class is for the questions. I got a whole lesson to teach. But if y'all, got a question that's pertaining to the top word or off topic, I'll be happy and willing to do the best I can to answer your question. Right. So again, born again reincarnation. We read the definition of reincarnation, resurrection. It's the same thing. The cycle of life is Psalms 104, 29, 30. There's no new thing under the sun. It's not talking about a cell phone, a helicopter, a vehicle, or a pistol. It's talking about us. And we're going to read again in the same chapter, Ecclesiastes 6 and 10. That which has been is named already. Meaning your book, no. See, now you capping. This book has, so listen. So I will employ you this is go on mute. This is the 1611 King James Version of the Bible. No, this is a class. So I sure act like this. Do me a favor. I know y'all don't respect black people, so act like I'm a white man, and then now you respect me. You know what I'm saying? So just picture me white. So, but this is the 1611 King James Version of the Bible that has the Apocrypha in it. So this is now I got a King James right here, but this is the 1611. You know, so no, it got the, you know what I'm saying, and the reason why we know that the 14, not the other Apocrypha, the 14 books that's missing in the Bible, because you know Christ celebrated the Feast of Dedications in John, in the book of John, and you only can read the Feast of Dedication, not in the 66 books. You can only read the Feast of Dedication in the Apocrypha. You know, so I'm gonna continue. So again, you know, born again and again, the earth is one big recycling plant. You understand? We read what reincarnation is. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you use? Because I'm not an Ethiopian. The Bible curses the Ethiopians. You don't even know the Bible. Why would God put a Bible to the so? Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. Give me book, chapter, verse, and show me what God did for the Ethiopians. You know, give me book, chapter, verse, because we can see where God punishes and says and help the Israelites. There's 18 nations in the Bible. In fact, biblically, you know what I'm saying? And this is a super easy question. Is Ham, Shem, and Japheth, what lineage did the Ethiopians come from? I mean, like, if you don't know that, then our conversation is over with, because you are biblically challenged. Hey, Masha, get that look up the curse of the Ethiopians for me and put that in the chat for me. So if there's no new thing under the sun, we talk about man. Ecclesiastes 6:10, that which has been is named already, and that is known that it is man. Neither may he contend with him that is mightier than he. So we already been here. We is named already. You understand? So we is named already, right? It is man. We've been here. There's no new thing under the sun, and it is man. So I'm giving y'all the cycle of life. Y'all write this down. You know, please, hold on, let me get this together. Forgive me. But please, you know, write these scriptures down and study for yourself. Study for yourself. So now we're gonna go to Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. And watch what's out, man, because like this is the doctrine that been out here. Christ taught it, everyone knew it. And I'm just giving you cycle of life right now, but I'm gonna show you this been taught. This ain't nothing wild, nothing off the chain. I'm not one of y'all fake Israelites or fake Christians, or no, y'all real Christians or real, you know, well, this day and age real Christian. Y'all say anything, y'all act anyway. Y'all don't know what righteous look like. You see a righteous person, y'all don't even know what that look like. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang. So we're gonna get Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, right? Salakia. So we're gonna get Ecclesiastes 3, and we're gonna go verse 15. And it says, that which has been is now. Understand, y'all see the lingo? See the language, like, you know, he's telling you whatever has been has already been happening. So I'm telling y'all, it's man, it's us, because the river of the Bible is not talking about a cell phone, a laptop, not talking about a car, they're not talking about nothing but us, men and women. So when I say men, it says I'm also including you. You know what I'm saying? Men and women, no matter righteous, unrighteous, but it's not talking about nothing else. So that which has been, men and women, and that which is to be hath already been, and God required which is past. So I'm gonna break this down, but the other verse is going to prove what I'm saying. So the life we live right now, is indicative to when we come back. Now, I guess, and this ain't wrong because I believe this too. We're in the last days, but what I'm telling you is, no matter who you are, we've been here before, and no matter what you're in, it was the judgment to put you in that situation. Now, it doesn't mean money wise, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if you're like, but if you were in a messed up situation, you know what I'm saying? Like that could be a test too. But like if someone blind or someone this or someone that, like it could be also a punishment. We don't know the mind of God. But we've been here before, and the judgment is right here. Well, let me continue. I'm getting ahead of myself. Verse 16 now. So what I'm reading right now, if y'all want to write this down, Ecclesiastes 3, and I'm gonna get this is the cycle of life. I'm gonna give you 3 and verse 15. I'm gonna read 15, 16, and 17. That's what y'all need. So put that on your chest and let it rest right there. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be have already been, and God requireth that which is past. So for the Israelites too, let me put this on y'all. You know how people say like, oh, well, how you going to be? The Bible going to say, oh, I'm supposed to be in heaven with my oppressor who did it? Nah. I'm telling you, we know, like, if you in the know, this is white supremacists. But if you see that white dude on with a sign, he could have been a big slave master, whatever, who knows? But that was his punishment. That was his punishment. You understand? Whatever it is, it could be a punishment, a test, but I like to be personally, that this is, I can't teach this. I like to believe it's their punishment. You understand? This is the way, the truth, and the life. Yeah. Truth will set you free. Yeah. You're right. Truth is, anything's possible for the one who believes it. Everything, y'all got it. So, verse 6, and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. So, remember, we're supposed to die. What Christian church teaches, we're going to die and go to judgment. So, what is under the sun? Anybody? What is under the sun? The Bible says, not pastor, pork chop, deacon, do wrong, nor reverend run it up. The Bible says, and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. So what is under the sun, y'all? It's super simple and it's right in your face. What is under the sun? Well, what's under the sun is earth. This is why we come back. Earth. You look up, that's the sun, and what's under that is me and you walking on the earth. Let's continue. The place of that wickedness, meaning some people doing wrong, was there, and the place of righteousness. So after judgment, here's the thing. We were taught in, Reverend Run It Up, who want that money, say we get unalive and we go in front of the Lord and get judged, and then some people go to hell, and then the rest of us go to heaven and fly around with naked babies with their rods out. Like, no. This right here just clearly says, and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. That wickedness, people doing wrong, wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So right here, the judgment, people can come right back. Verse 17. And I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time for there's a time there for every purpose and for every work. So what it's telling us is there's no new thing under the sun. We get judged. We get, so we die. Like everything recycles, the words recycle. We get alive, boom, our spirit go back to the Father, our flesh decays, feet, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We come back. But wait, there's more. Let's get Hebrews 9 and 27. 9 and 27. And it makes sense, right? Because if we was to think like that, okay, I think like if we got to keep coming back, like even the person who want to say, yeah, YOLO, you ever live once and want to do that one thing, like if think of it like this. If I sit here and say like, all right, I'm going to I'll be wicked. I'm gonna keep coming back. in a messed up state, I believe that will have people, get right where they're wrong at. I believe that. If you think about it, like, that YOLO spirit, that I don't give a F spirit, like, nah. Because I can give a F, now I'm blind. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I really look at it like that, nah. I think it would implore people to try to keep the law, statutes, commandments, to try to serve the Lord, not according to what you feel. And that's what a lot of people do. They want to serve the Lord according to what they feel, according to, their emotions, what they think, how the Lord wants them to serve. Like, yeah, I think I'm going to do this. And don't read the Bible. I know this is going over a lot of people's heads, only because, you ain't never heard this before, and that's it. There's no sweat. I'm going to give I got the understanding of why it's going over their heads. So this Hebrews 9:27. And reads, and as it is appointed unto man to die once, but after this, the judgment. We say the judgment is under the sun. And then we get born again. But okay, that might not be enough. And then some might say, see, we only give, and as appointed unto men to die once. That's like destroying, or you think that's destroying, reincarnation. I ain't even tipped the iceberg yet. I ain't even got into it. Real talk. I'm just, set because we about to get all the way deep into this. Pause. We about to get all the way to the nitty gritty. I'm just setting the foundation, showing you that the Bible teaches this. And we about to get to men who taught it, all that. Or men who knew it. But this right here, some people might say, use this nah, see, men that die once. Yes, your flesh only can die one time. That flesh, think about it. God is God of spirit, the Father of spirits, right? Hebrews in the 12th chapter, Hebrews 9, but it's a Father of spirits, like 12 and 9 or something like that, right? Your spirit, your vibe, lasts forever. If our spirit come from the Father, well then, we die, we go back to the Father. But he's going to put us right back in earth, Psalms 104. But if we're going to die once, but after this, the judgment, well, let's go to 2nd Ezra. Let's get that. I'm going to show you something. And I just want to set a foundation to see the Bible is just a river of the Bible. Like no one, you have no verse where I'm going to die and go and float in heaven and all that. There's no verse that says that. None. Zero. Zilch. There's no verse. Reincarnation. We hear, we come back. We hear, we come back. You understand? And on, at the final judgment, you can't say, well, I was born in this. No, you had, of course, there's no remembrance of the former things, but boom, I put your same spirit in all situations, and you either were still righteous, or you mess up here and got it right, or you was all the way righteous, or you was all the way wicked, no matter where I put you. So we have zero excuse. Think about it. If someone was born once, and I was just, I was born in a messed up family, and they molested me, they did X, Y, Z to me, I'm judging my father, if I got a better chance, I could have been a better person. You think God is slow like that? No. He's going to make sure your vibe, now your flesh was different, but your spirit or your vibe or who you actually is was everywhere. Or however he saw fit to put you, and you didn't, you might have passed here, but you failed, passed. However his judgment's going to be. The thing is, in the life that we're living now, we make the best of it. How you make the best of it? Scripture says, 1 John 5:3, if you love me, keep the commandments of God. Men be 100% men, women be 100% women. As a man, you don't supposed to be effeminate in no way, shape, form, or fashion. 1 Corinthians 6:9, there's no effeminate man, meaning no man purses, don't put your hand rolling your neck, none of that. And women, you don't supposed to be popping out your neck talking about how you like, nah, you supposed to be shamefaced. Like there's no woman of God was like that. Men, there's no man of God who was effeminate. None. We need to do, we got a whole Bible to give us a blueprint of how we're supposed to act. This is why, like, it's like when people say, oh, the laws are done away with. Okay, whatever doctrine you believe. So show me a man of God or a woman of God breaking said law. Show me that. Okay, if you get it, we got the perfect example. You're right. Christ. And Christ never ate shrimp, crab, or lobster. Paul, Peter, no one did that. They didn't celebrate Christmas, birthday. They went to the Passover. Sidebar, the Passover is April, the 57th annual Passover is April 4th. I would implore you, if you could, go to the 3rd to the 5th. You know what I'm saying? Because all black party, spirit of brotherhood, like, it's awesome. It's in Houston, Texas. Look at my page, you get all that, or hit me in the back chat if you're really about that. But yeah, so when I talk to other people who love the Bible, like Christians or other Israelites, well, yeah, we can do it. Okay, cool, because it's a doctrinal issue. I get it. It's a doctrinal issue. We don't know if we can do said thing. Cool. So then here's the thing. I mean, what Christians say, WWJD, what would Jesus do? Well, show me book, chapter, verse of Jesus celebrating his birthday. If Jesus, now, if you, and then here's two things. Show me that and go, Google. This is the age of information. This is the Father ain't gonna play with none of us. Like, have you read how God don't play with nobody? He's long suffering. You know, Moses, man, he was 80 years old. He went to Pharaoh. That's like going to Trump and talking crap with his brother. By himself, he wasn't like he had an army. You know, he met him and had all the faith of the Lord with him. He went with the faith of the Lord with him. Butlered the system of the world power and brought his people up out of the land of Egypt. But what did he do? He hit the rock 2 times. He was supposed to hit it once, and he didn't get to see the kingdom. Meaning the nation that he didn't get to see, he didn't get to see it. Moses. You know, you got to think like the guy, like we were talking like, well, I can do whatever I want, and you know, as long as I keep saying I'm sorry. Can you imply that with the people of the world today? You could be a righteous person and people still think you're deep. You could be, your name could be washed clean in a mug and people still think that you may be something else. Right? Man, we gotta understand the Lord is not playing with none of us at all. He's long suffering, patient. Let's go after that. We had brothers who, you know what I'm saying, who was okay. They was popping, even in slavery. They was popping. I got a little name. They told Moses they want a little power. I've been had the power. Been popping. Let me get the popping out with a little bit of this priesthood. The ground opened up and unalive everybody that was not just them, anybody that was down with them. Like our God don't play. Was it Elisha or Elijah? One of them that was, you know, going to the city. Kids was like talking crap about dude having a bald head. Like, we got to understand the Lord that we serve. We must understand that. It's not a game. The Most High is not a game. He ain't playing nothing. So if you breaking the laws that every prophet kept, like I love to see what is your response? You gonna try to wrestle with the scriptures with the Most High Christ? What if they say, well, I didn't do it, so why did you? Your flesh gonna talk because my flesh wanted to. That's what it blows my mind. It's so simple. Like, okay, if you confused, like if I text you, right, I'm going down the highway. You don't know if I tell you go left or go right. So will you just follow what I did? If I go left, or if I go right, just follow me. to do exactly what I did. How can you go wrong? But how can you go wrong? You could, well, I thought this and I thought like, okay, all that's great. But ain't it 100% correct if you just follow me? Follow me. There's no way, like it's real simple. If I'm a meat eater and you don't eat, no, if you're a meat eater and I don't eat meat, can I say I'm following you in the dietary? No, I can't. Christians follow Christ like Christ is the chief of police, a righteous chief of police who kept all the land of the law, and Christians follow Christ as a career criminal. Well, I'm doing everything you didn't do, but I hope you die. Like, it's so disrespectful, for real, because they'll say Christ died, so now I can turn around and break the things that for. It's always a belly. Because when you say, well, can you unalive? Because these are laws too. So now I can eat everything that you but okay, those are laws. So you die for the dietary law? Christ came here on earth and died, so now we can fill our face and celebrate what we want to celebrate. That's what he died for. Make it make sense. He did. So yeah, I kind of stepped off a little bit, but yeah, I just, the point being, let's listen to the teachings of what Christ taught. Let's listen to the Bible. It's that simple. We don't need to lean on our own understanding. That's what that is in Proverbs, the 3rd chapter. That's leaning on your own understanding. The simplest thing you at least take consideration of. I followed Christ. I follow Christ. Christ kept the feast of dedication. Name me a Christian a Christian don't know when the feast of dedication is. They know to put the money in the plate and do the ding, 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 and all that, and judge people and just act out of order. That's what Christians do. Christ kept the feast of dedication, the feast, the Day of Atonement, the Passover. As a Christian, okay, WWJD, every Christian, not everyone, they got that. But okay, so what would Jesus do? So did Jesus celebrate his birthday? 90% of Christians don't celebrate their birthday. 90% of them. Is that something that Jesus do? And all you gotta do is a small research. This ain't nothing like back then. Even then, okay, we not in the age of information. Anybody Google birthdays and what's the origin of it? That's Exodus 20:3. Thou shalt have no worship of another god. Of course. Now, if I'm saying let's worship birthdays and all this, everybody love me. I don't need to be loved. I'm speaking the truth. I want the Most High Christ to love me. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I'm not in the world. The world is deep. The world doing all types of things in the world. Daniel 7:14. How do I take that? Let's get it. I think I heard this before, the 14th chapter. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, and that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. Yeah. Or I take that as when Christ ruled the earth, every knee shall bow. Now, when people get the misconception that every nation, that means salvation. So this is what I will put with that. When you read Isaiah, the 14th chapter, Christ will come take kingdoms. The reason why Christ had many crowns because he destroyed them nations. He's gonna put BTA, belt to butt. That means BTB. You know what I'm saying? When we read Isaiah, yes, correct. Yeah, that's why Christ, he's gonna sit on the throne of his father David. Meaning that lets you know Christ gonna be on earth, ruling. This is why those who really love the Lord, we waiting for Christ to come back. This is what we're waiting for. I'm waiting for patiently. You know what I'm saying? But I won't, I know I ain't did enough. I did more sinning than helping people. So I'm like, you know, I want him to come back as soon as possible for my brothers and sisters' sake, but because regardless of what, as long as we ain't super wicked, we're gonna get the kingdom. We're gonna start rulership, you know. But this is why, you know what I'm saying, I get off work, I get to teach, and I, you know, like whatever, like there's nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing because whatever I'm doing is nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I need to do work. I'm not gonna say it with a song and dance, and I promise you, I'm preaching officers of con. People know, like I'm not I be on the internet, but I really know people in real life who really know me in real life, and they tell I'm a real man of God in real life. Hey, Shalom, how about Shalom Barakatah? You know, Most High Christ, mighty man, damn right. You know, Louisiana, that's your side. I think your side up there. You know, like we did, like in ISUPK, we're the body of Christ because this ain't no game, no gimmick, no none of that. That famous Kevin speaks full. I don't understand what you say. No, he don't speak down on Christ at all. We work for Christ. That's my brother. We work. No, we fight for Yahweh Shai. What are you talking about? Like that is what I don't know. You must be talking about one of them other Israelite groups. Like there's no trooper speaking down on Christ. This is what we work for. The thing is, y'all think of an effeminate Christ, a long way. I love everybody and want to hug and grab your butt or something. No, Christ was a austere man in the 12th chapter. He's a hardcore brother, a black man. You know, and he gonna come back and say when he comes back, his vessel gonna look like he was treading through the wine fat, meaning blood all on him. And he will take many crowns, meaning he didn't put belt to butt. He's taking it. I know you don't know, but I do. Like there's the thing. You don't know, but I do. You know what I'm saying? I can read the Hebrew, but it's real simple. Let's prove that he's black. So, because in your mind, let's do something. Everybody close your eyes. Fine brass. Like that's burned in the furnace. So if I burn anything, what color do it take, Mr. E? As if burned in the furnace. And if you're a black man, that's shame on you. Because if I said he was a white man, it would be we'll continue on with our conversation. It shines. So he was a shiny. Listen, man. As if burned brass is the derivative of brown. Brass is the derivative of brown. So when I say the Jews are black, what'd you say about that? Like are you a black dude? Hold on. So are you black, bro? Mr. EE, are you black, African? What's your nationality before we continue this conversation, man? No, you were typing fast now. Was you thinking about it? I'm American and Mexican. Oh, you Mexican American. On what side? Your mother, your father? What side? Your father's side, your mother's side? What side? Both parents. Well, you an Israelite, man. And black and brown, we've been together. You know what I'm saying? You an Israelite. But this crazy thing that if I say Christ was a white man, you'd be cool. And, you know, I know y'all, a lot of y'all, not you in particular, but a lot of Mexicans want to rock with fine brass, but fine is a derivative. It's not red. That's a glowing red. If you want to be specific, if you want to say, but anything basically gold. So color. So is gold a derivative? But regardless, do I got a gold color? Because I'm not black. I'm not black. Do I got a gold color? Look at your skin, Mexican. Do you got a gold color? Do you got a gold color like this? Is this close to black? You know what I'm saying? Like this is just figure of speech. Mexican. Is he white? Because if I would have said white, you'd have loved that. You'd have, yeah, say, que onda, mi amigo? I'm telling you, he's one of us, and you fighting that. But yet, the same people, the Ice Ages is destroying your peoples. Okay, so it's gold. Is gold closer to the white man? Is it closer to me and you? Is gold, again, is gold closer to the white man or is neither? Yeah, man, let me get your coon ass off here. All right, I'll holler at you, man. I'll holler at you. Bitch ass off here. Yeah, so yeah, man, like that's cooned out, man. And we got coons that's, you know what I'm saying, there's black coons or whatever. That's insane. And then, like, if he don't even see it at this point, like, the ice ages is destroying y'all. Y'all hardworking citizens over here, and they dump you on your neck. But I swear, if I said no, Christ is white, we'd have continued on with the conversation. He just, oh no, nah, mi amigo. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, right? Yeah, that's kind of disheartening, right? But we're gonna come back, you know. So the Earth is a recycling plant in a sense. Who is that? You got to explain that to me, Blue. But Earth is a recycling plant, and everything recycles. We proved it through the definition. We proved through Psalms 104, 29, 30, Ecclesiastes 1, 9 through 11, Ecclesiastes 6 through 10. We, you know what I'm saying, Ecclesiastes 3, 15 through 17. So now we about to get a lot more clear, a lot more straight to the point. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to build something up. So now we about to get 2nd Ezra 14:35. This is about to be like, we about to get extremely clear. I know, like, you know, some of these Bible verses y'all really can't understand. So we just about to get straight to it. So so here's it. So you understand this. For after death shall the judgment come. We told you, judgment under the sun is the judgment. So after we get in life, here comes the judgment. When we shall live again. Anybody but a dead body, unless you come back to life, because we all a dead body. Anybody but a dead body. Explain this here. This is one line. There's more. After death shall come the judgment, meaning we die, we get judged. When we shall live again. Can anybody explain that? Oh, y'all don't got it? I know. So this is regeneration, reincarnation. We come back in the earth like the scriptures I read before. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared, meaning that if you're righteous, the Lord will put you in whatever place he chose to put you in. And the unrighteous, he puts you in the position he chose to put you in. Now, it doesn't mean just because you're right now you be balling, because P. Diddy was balling. Only thing that happened to P. Diddy was his sexual deviant was displayed to the world. He'd been a deviant. You know, like if we watch the P. Diddy story, when he wasn't even popping, he was a deviant. You know, so it all depends on how the Most High put you back into the earth. Righteous or unrighteous. It's real simple. You don't believe me? But let's hear. So a lot of y'all Christians believe Christ is the Son of God. The majority of y'all believe he is God. So let's hear Christ's words. Let's see what Yahweh Shai say. Joshua in English or Jesus in the Greek. Let's hear what he says. Let's get his words. You know, now we're about to see examples of the chosen, the people of God. Do they believe in reincarnation? Do they think it? Do they teach it? Any of that, right? Let's see. Let's see. So we go John 9 and 1. I'm also live on YouTube and Facebook, so we can see it. So, and Jesus passed by, and he saw a man which was blind from birth. So the man was blind from birth. If y'all know any the story, we heard this before. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? So the disciples asked Yahweh Shai, like, hey man, who sinned? Him? Pause. How can the blind man, if he was blind since birth, how can he sin? Break the laws of God. Sin is what? their transgression of the law. 1 John 3 and 4. So if he was born by what? So the fetus sinned in the like, what sin can that man do? Let's go with, okay, y'all don't believe it. So what sin could he have done in the belly of his mother? Anybody? What do you eat some shrimp, crab, and lobster? He didn't keep the feast. Like, he's a fetus. You know what I'm saying? He was growing limbs at this time. But whatever you do in your form, you could, you know what I'm saying? So there's two things we should get out of this. One, you know, the disciples knew, Christ's disciples knew that whatever you do in your form of life can affect you in your present life. This is the only reason logically they will ask him, you know what I'm saying, who sinned? This him or his parents? Now, Christ was a teacher, and any teacher, I would like to believe that we'll say Christ was the teacher of all teachers, but Christ was the teacher, so, and we can read through the Bible that he corrected his peoples. So if they was wrong, like, hold on, what you mean? What you mean, like, who sinned? He would correct them. But this is Christ's words. Christ answered, neither have this man sinned, nor his parents, but now the works of God should be made manifest in him. Now, that would have been a perfect time as a teacher. Hold on, we don't teach that. What are you talking about? How can it? What I just said, he would have said something similar. But he told them neither sin. It was just so I could show y'all my power, basically. The word basically the power of the Father. This is what Christ said. But is this something that came with Christ? Is this something that the Israelites or the chosen ones of God or the Edomites? No, this has been taught throughout the whole Bible. From Abraham. Abraham taught it. Let's get it. We're gonna go to Hebrews. We can read a story, but for time's sake, we're gonna just sum it up right here in Hebrews, right? We're gonna go to Hebrews 11. And we're going to get the 17th verse. If I got it. I'll read it. Make sure I got it in here. Well, I'm going to read it. I'm going to pull it up. Hebrews 11. Oh, no, I do have it. Tweet. Hebrews 11, and we're going to read the 17th verse. So by faith, Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac. Now, if y'all know the story, Abraham was about to offer up Isaac, and he that had received the promise, meaning the promise came, the reason why we Israelites, because the promise was given to Abraham, Isaac, his seed, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is break it down. Offered up his only begotten son. So, like, he was given a promise that through his son, not the bondman, the bondwoman's, but through his son, and he was old, that I'm about to sacrifice my son. Why? Let's read. Of whom it was said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Well, Lord, you told me through my son, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to, you know what I'm saying, be, you know, at the seed of the sand. Verse 19, accounted that God was able to raise him up, even from the dead. So, alive him, raise him up from the dead, from whence also he received him. Whoa. Meaning, remember the analogy of the apple seed? Boom. To receive him in a figure, meaning, you know, the only way we can come back unless we be unalived. This is why when we say we're not living forever in the kingdom, now we're going to live old age, but we're going to unalive, pass our inheritance down, because this is why we discontinue from our inheritance. And what we don't have as Israelite is that one thing, an inheritance. But we're going to be able to live a long age. This is heaven for us. Heaven is not flying in the sky, living forever and never dying. No. Heaven is the being on top. And I'm going to get that, in matter of fact, next week's class. But I'm going to speak on it briefly. Heaven is being on top, ruling. And be able to pass up down to our kids. Then we go sleep with our fathers. And when you sleep, because they don't say the day is over, what's after sleep? You wake up. And we wake up being born again. You know what I'm saying? Through our lineage. And now, but our heaven is we're going to be always balling, always rich, always have an inheritance. And that is the cycle of life. Let me continue. And this is how Abraham knew that. This is why Abraham wasn't tripping about unaliving, you know what I'm saying, Isaac. Is that, okay, let me continue why the Israelites didn't mind being martyrs. Now, I don't know if y'all hip to the woman and her 7 sons in the Maccabees, but let's read about it. Let's read about it. This is 2nd Maccabees, the 7th chapter. We'll read the 7th chapter and got it in my right here, boom. And 27. So a martyr, like, this is why, like, Israelites, like we are the ones who we ain't scared, the blacks, Hispanics, and this is still in us, not knowing the knowledge, but this is why we do what we do. We ain't really scared of to be unalived. And not knowing enough knowledge, but it's embedded in us. You know, now we ain't daredevils, meaning we ain't gonna be bungee jumping and then like going out in front of bears and things of that nature. We're gonna buck though. We'll buck. You know, you know what I'm saying? We definitely will buck. Especially when it's pertaining to our God. So I'm gonna skip the story real quick. This is a woman and, you know, a heathen, you know, like a devil, you know, a heathen, you know what I'm talking about, for TikTok's sake, trying to get them to eat pork, and they say no, so they want to unalive it. So the woman lost her sons, so we don't get, you know, almost to the 7th son, and they, you know, we're gonna start right here. But she bound herself towards him, laughing, the cruel tyrant, to scorn, spake in her country's tongue on this matter. O my son, have pity upon me that bare thee 9 months in my womb. So, but she talking to her son, okay. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, listen, we love our Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't about to eat this. So she looking at her son. I raised you for 9 months. He trying to tell you to break the laws of God. So understand this. Oh, my son, have thee put upon me, bear thee, you know what I'm saying? Just listen to me. I'm the one who, you know what I'm saying, who birthed you 9 months in my womb and gave thee suckle for 3 years, meaning you was on my nipple for 3 years, and nourished thee and brought thee up unto this age. I'm the one who was with you and endureth, the troubles of education. Like, I taught you, you know what I'm saying? I fed you, I nourished you, I taught you. Verse 28, I beseech thee, hear me, my son, look upon the heaven and the earth and all that there's therein, and consider the God that made the things that were not. Like, understand, like, the God of Israel are our people. Understand what we was taught, because I gave you the education, right? Let's continue. And was so mankind made likewise. Verse 29, fear not this tormentor. Man, buck that, bar none to fade them all. But being worthy of thy brothers, his other brothers that have been alive, take thy death, and that I may receive thee again. The mother knew, take thy death so I can receive you again in mercy with thy brothers, my brethren. You understand? So this is a custom that we knew, that I might, like, she already knew, take so I can see you again, because if an apple tree, no matter how I open up the plants, if the apple fall, it's not going to grow to an orange. It's the same line. So for those who have lost grandma, those that have lost your brother, your aunt, your uncle, it's imperative that you get into the truth. Get into the truth, and your people can be born back through you. And how we know this? Y'all ever seen, you an old soul. You ever seen a kid that was old soul? Yeah, that could have been great granddad, right back on earth. And I could 100% say it's one of your relatives. Now, who I can never say, but because there's no remembrance or former things, but I can 1,000,000% say that was somebody in your lineage that was back on earth. It could have been your brother who you just lost. He's right back with a baby in your lineage. Or it could have been granddad come back. Old so that's granddad. He's old, slave back. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But there's no new thing under the sun. That's man and woman. We've been here before. We're gonna be here again. And however we lived in our former life, what the Lord said, all I'm reading was Bible verses. I'm not leaning on none of my understanding, and I'm speaking thus saith the Lord. Right? And so if that ain't clear, let's read about it in Hebrews, because I could have read the story of Abraham, but let's read the same story in Hebrews. Let's read it. And this is even so clear. Let's read it. This is Hebrews 11. You can read Hebrews 11. It's lucky, let me get it. Hebrews 11:35. So this was all women, and that one was buck because she lost 7 sons. Picture a mother, like, look at the spirit of that woman. A mama don't play about one kid. She lost all her sons, and she was so strong and so ready for the Lord. Like, man, nah. She lost, no. I know he unalive. They cut, like, if you read the story, they did them dirty. They did our people dirty. But they was like, nah. She like, look at me. Yeah, laughing in her tongue, like, yeah, I'm the one raised you. Like that, you can't tell me ain't no black woman or Hispanic woman. You can't tell me that. That is, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that. That's a strong sister. Our sisters are strong when they raise up righteously. That sister was raised right. Whoever her parents was, whoever her husband was, that man was a mighty man. We don't know nothing about her husband. He might have been alive, but that brother was a mighty man, and or her parents were mighty. Because that raised that sister right. She was on point. You understand? But let's read about it what Paul was speaking in Hebrews. Women receive their dead, raised to life again. Hold up. Born again and again. This is the class, reincarnation. Women receive their dead, raised to life again. This is not in the kingdom of heaven. And others were tortured, not accepting the deliverance that they might obtain a better resurrection. That woman, it will say women, but that woman received their dead, raised to life again. That's what that woman knew. Maccabees. This is what she said. I'm going to see you again through mercy. Now, of course, she was pleading to the Lord, And that woman, who knows? She probably been back on earth, had 14 kids. Who knows? You understand? But the truth of the Bible is coming out the ISUPK through commanding General Yohanan. Y'all can laugh, hate us. Here's the thing. We welcome that because that let us know more. We are the man of the Lord. Y'all can't say nothing on us, but y'all keep the commandments. Y'all mad at us because we doing what Christ did. Here's why y'all mad. We walking exactly like Christ. We are doing the things that the people of the Bible did. Y'all doing y'all two-stepping, getting money, and then sleeping with people's wives, doing illegal substances. Y'all playing like you know what I'm saying, making a facade like you of the Lord. You know, so that's what y'all doing. We actually do it. And y'all talk like y'all not saying, well, like have no real contention on us that's biblical. Y'all get us because y'all keep it on. No one can keep all 613 y'all laws. Yeah, you're right, because I ain't a woman. Part of some of the laws are if a woman on the rag, or if I got land. If I ain't got no land, well then I can't keep that law because I have land. If I'm not a woman that give birth, I'm never gonna keep that law. Or on a rag, I'm not gonna keep that law. And if you're not a priest, I am. So certain laws I got to keep as a priest. You know what I'm saying? But and we in captivity, so understand that too. because all y'all do is try to pinpoint, oh, we have to find somewhere why they're wrong at. Well, keep going. I'm preaching Officer Khan. Man, I am nothing. Continue to put all dirt on my name. That lets me know who you are, and I know who I am. I like, come on. Like, continue to do that. Because now I know who now the lenses is clear. I know who you, I see you now. You know. So the truth of the Bible is coming through the men of the Lord. Now, this whole class, we were teaching about people coming back. Guess who also comes back? The real men of God. We are back on the earth. Now, do we know who we are? No. But does the Bible teach this? Now, if you've been rocking with me, I've been giving you nothing but book, chapter, and verse this whole time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't giving you a theoretical knowledge. I ain't you know what I'm saying, hypothesizing. I ain't coming to leaning on my own understanding. I'm giving you practical knowledge that's pertaining to the Bible. I'm giving you universal practical knowledge. Hold on. And I'm in the Israelite school, so the ISUPK, I'm giving you universal practical knowledge that's pertaining to the Bible. You understand? Check it out. So I'm going to show you that the men of the Lord is back on the earth and why you should listen. Because all these scriptures, I didn't give you thus saith Sakan or how I feel. I'm giving you thus saith the Lord. I'm summing up real quick. We read the definition of reincarnation, resurrection. I gave you the cycle of life of Psalms 104. Write it down, y'all. 29 and 30. You know, I gave you Ecclesiastes 1 and 9 through 11. There's no new thing in the sun. I'm saying this pertaining to men. Then I hit you with Ecclesiastes 6 and 10. It is men. You understand? I hit you with, you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of scriptures, right? So just rerun the class. But I'm going to show you the men of the Lord is right back on the earth. So what do I mean? Well, let's go to 1 Corinthians. We're going to go to 1 Corinthians 14:35, if I may. And it reads, no. 14:32, I'm sorry. I said 35, 14, and 32. And it reads, and the spirit or the vibe of the prophets are subject unto the prophets. And what that's saying is, you know, the same, like the prophets is always going to have the same spirit or the same vibe. You understand? Like it's going to be the same people. So what are you saying, Sakan? What I'm saying is the same brothers that you see on the street corners, the same brothers you see online, the same brothers who no one likes and they talk crap about, but understand, they talk crap about us. Let's say we beat our women. What, like, the women love us. And in fact, if we so righteous, women want to run from us. Like, oh, I can't do drugs. Oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, USA, like they put things on us, but it's not true. You know, a righteous woman won't know, oh, that's a righteous ass man, because everybody around him. The problem is this internet, right? The internet, and I do understand for young men and women because they grew up with internet, it's internet culture, but it confuses me. Like if we older and we still getting tricked by the internet, like you could have, you know, a big following and be a piece of nothing. Like if someone come in your life and really look at your life for real, man, it'll be embarrassing. But if you actually live in your life for real, and here in the eyes, you became under commanding General Yohana, you know what I'm saying? This is who the Lord dealing with right now. It's always been one man that the Lord dealing with. Laugh. Okay, I'm going to follow that man and every man above me because it's always an order of things. Just like from Moses' time all the way up to Christ's time. Christ didn't say, hey, all y'all are a rock. Be the cornerstone. No, Peter was a rock, meaning He was in charge when Christ left. That's what Paul had to go check in him. And it's all about doing the work of the Lord. And not about, yeah, you can just throw your weight around. Because even Paul had a gripe. I had a gripe with brothers above me. You understand? But the spirit of the prophet is subject unto the prophets. Meaning those real brothers. I'm not talking about Pastor Porkchop. I'm not talking about Deacon Do Wrong, nor Reverend Run It Up. I'm not talking about them who prosperity pimping you. And then all the little super low minions under that. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the men of the Lord who ain't asking you for $1. If you sin it, it's cool because you rely in real life supporting this truth. You know what I'm saying? But like we ain't telling you I'm walking through the blood of Jesus and hurry up so I can walk with red bottoms on. Or you know what I'm saying? Most of the men of the Lord living humble. You know? But the spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets, meaning, you know what I'm saying? We are right back, if I may, sir. We are the prophets of old. Yes, that's what I'm about to say. Like my brother said, we are them. You know, I implore you to listen to us. You don't have to go get online and make believe whatever. You ain't never met no one. Like, understand this. If you ain't got a picture with 10 men of God, the scripture says, gather thyself together. Me and you not gathered if I don't know you in real life. I don't know you. Yeah, I can say, hey, I'm this. Matter of fact, just listen, I got a bridge in Brooklyn. All I need you to do is put some money, buy it so we can have people come cross it. And then we can walk into the land of the Lord. Like, come on, man. Like this is why I believe the Lord, my shit. The Lord, man, help. Like, man, he's rocking with those who lowly, who come from like, you know, or a doggy dog type of world. Because how y'all getting tricked? I mean, it sounds good. Okay, cool. It's like y'all get fooled for, yeah, I'm a doctor. And I make videos about, I got my stethoscope on. I'm in the little doctor gown and all that. You never see me do heart surgery. You never see me do nothing. I'm quoting what is called the MDD, the medical book. I'm quoting out of that and all that. And you believe that person overdue. You see on the streets, he actually, you know what I'm saying, bringing people back, like doing a Heimlich. He taking blood pressure. You giving out pills. Like, you believe that dude because he looked good. Sad, man. But like, was the prophets, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the prophets was really listened to back then or any time, listen, Yahushua wasn't even listened to. The Son of God. So we, you know what I'm saying? We just, the scripture, the sheep shall hear his voice. It's not going to be everybody. It's not. We know that. Scripture says 2/3 of the chosen ones are going to get destroyed. It's going to be just say 1/3 of the people who are going to listen. We so much of the Lord, we don't want no thirds. We want everyone to come. That's of the Lord. Like, you know what I'm saying? Christ didn't die for everybody. But, you know, we want all the chosen ones of God to make it. It's sad, but the spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets. Well, let's prove that. My brother said in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything comes back to life, everything. Even the prophets. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get some scripture and then I'm going to get a little deeper with it. So we're going to stop sharing. We're going to go to Daniel. We're going to go down to 12 and 13. Daniel. So let's believe. Let's show this. The spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets. Let's read it. All right. So this is Daniel 12 and 13. But go thou way till the end be. So this is way back in Daniel's time. Whoever you're talking to, it doesn't matter. This is Daniel's time. This is old OT. But go thy way to the end be, for thou shalt rest. You know, and biblical lens, when you rest with your father, you're going to lie. And stand in thy lot at the end of days. So whoever you're talking to, this way back then said go into the end be and rest and stand at the end of the day. So Daniel's back is going to be back on the earth. He's probably back on the earth now. But remember, there's no remembrance of former things. So the spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets. Let's go to Revelations. Revelation written to John. He was on Island Patmos, right? Let's read it. Stop sharing. You go to Revelation, I think the 10th chapter. Preached on now. 10. Ten, 11. And he said unto me, must thou prophesy again before many peoples? So John was locked up in prison. And this was said unto John. And he said unto me, thou shalt prophesy again before many people, nations, tongues, and kings. John died in prison. Remember, the place of judgment is right here under the sun. You shall be born again and again, and the spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets. John's back on the earth. Either now, you've been, or you might be. Who knows? I ain't the Most High. That's out of my pay grade. I'm just going to do thus saith the Lord. Here I am. Right? So now, what we just went through is to be born again and again. And I showed y'all, the definitions and the cycle of life, right? But now I'm just going, one thing I did forget on this lesson is to show you that even Christ taught this. And if you don't believe it, what I just said, what I'm saying, any questions, please put in the chat. If you don't believe nothing that was just brought out, which was super clean. So now I'm gonna read, because I'm saying, this is like the clearest thing of day. So I'm gonna read, you understand, Yahweh Shai and John. So this John knew that John was Elijah. Let's just read it. Forget my words. We go to John 1:19. Let's just read. And I'm gonna ask a question. Do this. Y'all help me out. Because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But we're gonna read John 1, we're gonna read 9 through 11. Hold on. That was the true light. It's talking about John. That was the true light, which lights every man that cometh into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. And he came unto his own, and his own received him not. So, who was that talking about? That was Christ, right? Go Matthews. Y'all ain't participating. Nothing. No, I'm gonna hit another angle there. It was straight to Christ's word. This is Matthews 11 and 11. Verily I say unto you, among them that were born of women, there have not risen a greater than John the Baptist, notwithstanding that he that is least in the kingdom is greater than he. Verse 12, and from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violence take it by force. Verse 13, for all the prophets and the law prophesied unto John. And if ye will receive it, this is Elias, which was for to come. Now, Elias is Elijah. Now, Malachi, let's go to Malachi. So, I'm freestyling, so forgive me. Malachi 4 and 5. I believe it's 4 and 5, but we're going to get it together. Roll with me, y'all. Roll with me. Let me show you the prophecy of him coming. You hear me? There's a Malachi. Just bear with me for a second. I believe it's Malachi 4 and 5. I could be wrong. Micah is Malachi. Just bear with me. Let's get it together. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing else to do. You want to smoke? Get high or something? So it's not Micah. Excuse me. Or the 5th chapter. Yeah, for behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet. So Elijah in Malachi is already alive. It said, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the becoming of the great day of before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. So before the end, before the dreadful day of the Lord, Elijah is coming back. That should let you know reincarnation is taught in the Bible. So Matthew 11 and 11, let's read it again. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, now this is all red letter, this is Yahushua. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, they have not risen a greater than John the Baptist, notwithstanding that he is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. You know what I'm saying? Because John fell, that's another story. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violence taketh it by force. For all the prophets and the law prophesied unto John. Why? Verse 14. And if you receive it, this is Elias or Elijah. Christ said, when Malachi said, Elijah coming back, Elijah who died in Kings. You know what I'm saying? Then Elisha said, give me the double portion of your work. Elisha took his mantle and boom. You know, he had the school's over there, the school of the prophets, or sidebar, the school of the prophets. You know what I'm saying? Israelite school, chill. But, you know, so Elisha now was the head of the school. Remember, Obadiah called Elijah the Lord. That's Obadiah. So, but Malachi said he was coming back. And even John, we can read John's account. John, they asked John who he was. They asked Christ who he was. Of course, Peter said, you are the Son of God. So to be born again to earth is a big recycling plan. We're going to come back. So it's imperative that we live our life now. Forget who we think we were, because we ain't going to know. But it's imperative that we keep the laws of God and live according to the Bible. Not according to what you feel. Don't do that. Keep the laws of God. And those who might think the laws are done away with or whatever. Why? So also, I can steal from you. I can sleep with your wife. Is that done away with? And just have some knowledge. Those who would hear this, it's always what I can eat or what I can celebrate. It's always the flesh that's not done away with. I can celebrate what I want to celebrate. I can eat what I want to eat. So that's insinuating that Christ died, so now I can eat what I want to eat. Man, that sounds selfish. So know that we come back, and it's imperative that we do right what we're doing now. The Bible clearly teaches that we come back a reincarnation. And with that, excuse me, as in the class, I'm going to say Yahweh Bashim Ashar Barak Thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Thumb Bashim, Yahweh Shah to the sisters. Shalom.